Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Chrystia Freeland again.
This is crack, rock cocaine. Look, everybody wants to be cool, but doing it with crack isn't just wrong. It could be dead wrong.
Oh, yeah!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. If you looked at one of our videos earlier this week, I talked a lot about new taxes potentially incoming when the budget is revealed, coming up on April 15th. Now, Chrystia Freeland, of course, has been under the hot lights of the media, and she's talking a little bit about those new taxes, as well as possibility of a wealth tax. Now, we did some coverage again that showed outfits like CTV had grilled other MPs in the Liberal Party about what was coming our way. And of course, they denied any new taxes, but then said that they wouldn't comment on them. And we'll have to see how the budget rolls out. But let's take a look at this article here coming to us, of course, from the good old prostitutes at CTV trying to soften the blow. How will Liberals pay for billions in promised spending loans? Freeland won't say if wealth taxes are coming. Well, it's funny how she dodges that question, because if we look back to this video that we had from Marty up north, let's take a listen to what gets told here when asked about the taxes.
How is $23.5 billion new dollars in spending, in addition to a $40 billion deficit, not inflationary?
Yeah, I think that confident governments invest in their people.
I don't know what that means.
And since our government came into power in 2015, there's been a tremendous amount of work happening on the housing front.
To what end for Canadians? My questions on behalf of Canadians are really geared towards whether or not there will be results for them. Will your government be introducing new taxes?
There are no new taxes to be introduced.
None. So you have ruled out any additional taxes, including a wealth tax, excess profit tax, nothing.
I trust you'll see the budget as it rolls out.
With all due respect, Minister, you said two different things in those answers. You first said that there would not be taxes, and when I asked you to clarify, you didn't say that there would not be new taxes. So can I ask you to be clear? Will there be new taxes?
As I said, we'll see the budget as it comes out on April 6th.
So no clear answer at this point?
You'll see the budget as it rolls out. Well, we know what's coming. People have been saying the GST might go up. There's speculation that there's going to be taxes put on to retailers or grocers, which again would be detrimentally damaging to Canadians' bank accounts, because it doesn't matter how much you tax the retailer, it gets passed on to the consumer. We've seen that with the carbon tax. Let's go over what's said here by Freeland, though. While selectively rolling out elements targeting millennials and Gen Z, Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland won't say whether next week's federal budget could include higher taxes for corporate Canada or major grocers. On Tuesday, while touting the latest $500 million pre-budgeted pledge, Freeland faced questions from reporters about how the Liberals plan to finance what has now accumulated to more than $35 billion in new money and loans promised to be included in the 2024 budget. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has ruled out raising taxes on the middle class, pointing out back to the Liberals' 2015 middle-class tax cut. Again, he won't put them on the middle class, but it doesn't matter where you put them. If you're going to tax retailers and grocers, it's going to be passed on to the consumer. It's a catch-22. The commitment came after Jenna Sudds again backtracked from saying there'd be no new taxes introduced to Canadians to let's see how the budget rolls out when pressed if the Liberals had to roll out a wealth or excess profit tax. Again, you get capital gains or you sell your home or inherit something. Boy, are they ever going to come after you? When Freeland was asked Tuesday whether there are going to be new or higher taxes for whether Canadians or corporate Canada, she did not directly answer. She said, Mr. Speaker, here's what I'll say about the fiscal picture in the budget. We recognize that there is an urgent need today to invest in Canada and Canadians. And we recognize in particular that we're at a reality or we're really at a pivotal moment for young Canadians. And that's something that we have to do something about that requires investments. We're making them, Freeland said. We're absolutely committed to making those investments in a fiscally responsible framework. And we are going to do that. Well, that sentence should tell you just what to expect, because nothing that the Liberals have done have been fiscally responsible in the last 8 years. But I'm only laughing because it's the fact that she thinks people are going to buy into that rhetoric. It's not the fact that we're being taxed, ladies and gentlemen. This is a travesty. I laugh at these statements because these corrupt politicians, these political pundits, think that the public generally believe what they have to say, or the horse crap that they're spewing out of their mouths. I do want to point out, if you watched my interview yesterday with Garnet Jenness from the Conservative Party, I've had multiple MPs on this channel, including Premier Danielle Smith. I've actually put a letter forward to Chrystia Freeland's office, as well as Justin Trudeau's, as well as Jagmeet Singh's, because I'd love to hear their opinion. I'd love to have them come on to this channel and hear what I have to say in regards to Canadians. If you're on Twitter or X, go follow at @unacceptfringe. Find that tweet, retweet it. Let's put the pressure on. Let's see if we can get one of them to come on this channel. I know Justin Trudeau knows about my books. I know he's not happy with them. I'd love to have him on here and just go toe-to-toe with him. In a follow-up question, Freeland was asked about Liberal-backed NDP motion advanced at the House Finance Committee calling on the government to implement an excess profit tax on large grocery companies and whether or not that's on the table for the budget. Again, I'm curious how that's going to affect Jagmeet Singh, since his brother is a lobbyist for Metro Inc. Of course, Jagmeet, with a conflict of interest, always calling out Loblaws. I don't see him calling out Metro. Don't know how he'll feel about that raise. I was clear about the direction of travel of our government in my previous answers, so we really believe now is the moment that we have to make investments, and we're going to do it because Canada needs those investments, and especially young Canadians need us to make those investments, Freeland said in response. Again, this is a telltale sign that whether or not definitively that wealth tax is coming, something is coming. Freeland went on to say the Liberals still believe in balancing new spending to remain fiscally responsible. How do you, there's a bit of an oxymoron. How do you spend while being financially responsible? Isn't saving more financially responsible? She doesn't want it to be inflationary, but offered no indicators about where additional revenue may come from, other than insisting it will not be on the backs of hard-working middle-class Canadians. Well, we all know that that's a big line of horse manure, because that's where it's always come from. Spend, 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 and just tax the workers. Tax the people. No problem. They'll just keep paying for our stupidity. In an interview with CTV News Power Play, Vasi Kapelos on Monday, Parliamentary Budget Officer Yev Giroux said based on his calculations, if the Liberals are looking to implement a wealth tax, it'll be very delicate, given how easy it can be for these assets to be moved out of Canada. As for excess profit tax on corporations, Giroux also said that the Liberals would have to define what they consider normal profits and face the risk of investors moving to other sectors that are less likely to be targeted by excess profit taxes. Again, this is a huge issue when it comes to the housing in Canada. You see that the Bank of Canada is in a terrible, terrible situation right now, because they're going to have to figure out, by raising rates and hoping for unemployment in order to lower interest rates, in order to make things easier for those that are coming up to re-sign their mortgages in 2024, 2025. Unemployment has gone up, but the demand isn't going down. We're not seeing a change. So they're going to have to risk, even though things didn't work out to their benefit, I think, lowering interest rates soon. Because when these carbon taxes go up and when these budgets come out and when you see investors having the ability to take their money elsewhere, it's going to affect Canada's investments. It's going to affect our GDP. It's going to affect the markets. It's going to affect everything that they're out here touting about when they're talking about school lunch programs and building more houses. They're $500,000 houses, by the way, that they say are affordable. Giroux said that what he'll be looking for is how all these expenditures are going to be financed. That'll be my main focus, whether it's taxes, we'll see, or whether it's a reduction in other areas. Well, we all know with the Liberals, there is no reduction. There is no pulling back. There is no cutting back, unless, of course, it's people's freedoms, people's rights, or or your bank accounts. Those are the only things they want to cut back on, is your ability to live. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Are we going to see new taxes? Where do you think those taxes are going to go? Do you think we're going to see interest rates come down a little bit out of forced hand from the Bank of Canada in a tight position? Let me know your comments down below. If it's your first time here, I hope this video's earned your subscription. Make sure as you're clicking that subscribe button, you go and hit the bell for notifications, and join us on this channel live every Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, where we have Friday Night Fringe and talk about things like this. We talk about stuff that's come up during the week, stuff that we know of that's coming up in the next week, as well as some back and forth with the community. I always look forward to chatting with you guys outside of making these videos, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you there. I hope you join me this Friday. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and have yourself a great rest of your day. Tax-free, hopefully. I'll catch you on the next one.